guys, it's Caitlin, and today I am here to bring you a book unhaul. There are a lot of them. This might take forever. The first three books that I'm going to mention, I've actually already given away to my sister. She came over, went through the box right away, and took them. And the first one is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I really didn't like this book as much as everybody else did. In fact, I found it a little bit boring, so I got rid of it. The second book is White Cat by Holly Black. That one I did enjoy, but it's not a book I'm ever going to reread, and it's also not one that I wanted to read the rest of the books in the series, so I gave that one away as well. And the third book that I've already gotten rid of was Abandon by Meg Cabot. This one, I tried to get into it a few times and I just couldn't, so I got rid of it. So now we're going on to the books that I still have. I'd show you the box a little bit better, but I can't lift it. The first book I have is Daj's book, the third book in the Circle of Magic Quartet by Tamora Pierce. I just hauled this, but as it turns out, I had my mind all screwed up and I actually already had this one. I'm missing the fourth book in Quartet, which is Briar's book, and I actually like my copy of Daj's book more than this one, so I'm just getting rid of it. The next books I'm getting rid of are a trilogy: Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant. I really did like Divergent when I originally read it, but then Insurgent I didn't really like that much, and Allegiant I honestly hated. I'm never going to reread these books. I was keeping them around just because I really did love Divergent, but honestly it's not worth it to keep them, so I'm not going to anymore. The next books that I'm getting rid of is another trilogy. The first one is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, The Evolution of Mara Dyer, and The Retribution of Mara Dyer. I really liked the first two books, but I honestly hated the third one, and once again, it's just not worth it to keep them on my shelf since I really didn't like the third one. The third one is a signed copy though. The next book I'm getting rid of is Red Riding Hood by Sarah Blakely Cartwright. I watched this movie, I thought it was good. I tried to read this book, I found it incredibly boring trying to get through like the first little bit, and I never read it, and I probably never will be, honestly, but this cover is stunning. I might actually keep this. I just kind of went on a purge of my bookshelves, to be honest. I'm noticing a trend in which I'm actually getting rid of like all the books I have in series, and this is no exception. I'm getting rid of the Hush Hush Quartet by Becca Fitzpatrick, which is made up of Hush Hush, Crescendo, Silence, and Finale. I really did enjoy Hush Hush. I thought Crescendo was okay. I barely got through Silence, and Finale just was never gonna happen. So I'm gonna be honest. Hush Hush was the only one that I enjoyed reading very much, so I'm just not ever going to reread these, so I might as well get rid of them. They take up a lot of space. The next book I'm getting rid of is Graceling by Kristen Kishore. I'm kind of second guessing this one now. I read it a long time ago. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I've tried to pick up her other books since then. I couldn't get into them, so I'm just like, I won't ever reread this one. Might as well make space on my shelves for stuff I'll enjoy more. The next books that I'm getting rid of are Anna Dressed in Blood and Girl of Nightmares. These are the two books in the Anna Dressed in Blood duology by Kendar Blake. I really liked Anna Dressed in Blood, but Girl of Nightmares didn't really do it for me. I'm never gonna reread these, so it's time to move on. The next three books are probably going to get me killed because they are Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I just never loved these books as much as everybody else did. Like, I thought they were okay, but to me they just read and felt like copies of books that I've read before, and I don't like Selena. I think she's a fucking bitch. And I just don't really love these, and I couldn't even get into the third one. I read like 200 pages of it, and the only thing I'd liked so far was that Rowan punched Selena in the face. And I just don't think that that's the mark of someone who truly enjoys this series, so I'm gonna hand these off to someone who liked them more than I did. The next book I'm getting rid of is The Sword of Shannara, the annotated edition by Terry Brooks. This is the 35th anniversary edition, and the second or third book in this series is actually what the Shannara Chronicles was based on. But I'll be honest, I tried to read this, I found it incredibly boring, and I'm never gonna finish it. Also, it weighs as much as I do, so goodbye. The next two books I'm getting rid of are Matched and Crossed by Ali Condi. These are the first two books in the Matched trilogy. I thought Matched was okay, but I also thought it was super boring, and yet I bought the second book anyway, and I never even tried to read it, and I'm honestly never going to read it, so goodbye. The next book I'm getting rid of is Legend by Marie Lu. This is the first book in the Legend trilogy, and I didn't like it. It was just full of insta-love and all of these tropes I didn't enjoy, and I didn't like it. I'm not going to continue on with the series. I was keeping it because I'm obsessed with this cover, but it's a lot of space for a book that I just pull out like every couple of years and look at, and I'm like, oh, that's okay looking, but I don't like it. So the next book that I'm getting rid of is Beautiful Disaster by Jamie Maguire. If you've been watching my channel for very long at all, you know that I hate this book. I think it's poorly written, I think it's stupid, it glorifies an abusive relationship. It's just a terrible book. If you're looking for good literature, even good new adult literature, you can do far better than this with far less abusive relationships that are still intense. So I'm getting rid of this because I've kept it around to just fuel my hate when I need to have like rage-filled videos and talk about books I hate, but the fact of the matter is it's not worth it. I'm never going to reread this. I hate this. Next book I'm getting rid of is Two-Way Street by Lauren Barnholt. I actually did enjoy this book. It's about a girl who has to go across the country to her college for her first day of college with her ex-boyfriend. They had this really bad breakup, and you don't know really what happened in the breakup. You just know that it was really bad, and the only reason they're still traveling together is because they have no way to get there by themselves. And I remember really liking it, but I'm never gonna reread it. I'm not very good about rereading contemporaries, so I might as well pass this on to someone who I think will enjoy this more than I did. I'm also getting rid of My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This is an unpopular opinion, but I've talked about it before. Based on this book, I will never ever read another Huntley Fitzpatrick book. It was all insta-love, poorly written, very, very politically based characterizations like you're part of this political party so you're a shitty person, and I just really honestly hated this. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it, never talk about it again, and be happy. The next book I'm getting rid of is Dearly Departed by Leah Habel. This is the first book in what was supposed to be a zombie steampunk trilogy. She only ever actually published the first two books. The third book is never going to come out. I did enjoy this book, but it was a little bit slow. I'm never going to reread it. It's essentially a zombie romance novel set in like a steampunk Victorian underground society, and it was cute. But like I said, I won't reread it, and there's no point in keeping it around when the trilogy was never and will never be completed. The next book that I'm getting rid of is The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel. This is the first book in the Book of Ivy duology, and I actually preferred the second book. This one to me was a little bit tropey, a little bit amateurish, and I don't mean that as an insult to the writer. It just feels like the old style young adult novels that I enjoyed more in middle school. And while I did enjoy it, and I do really love this cover, I just didn't enjoy it enough to keep it around, so I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to this one as well. And the next book I am getting rid of is 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. I read this book, I couldn't finish it the first time, and then I pushed myself to finish it while laughing hysterically at how stupid and poorly written it was. Then I saw the movie made me cry because it was so fucking horrific, and I'm never gonna reread this. I kind of just kept it around to look at and to laugh. But like, why am I doing that when I'm running out of space on my shelves for books that I actually want, like, and enjoy? Why, Caitlin? Why? And then this next one is an entire series because the series just didn't end. And I kept reading, and then one day I stopped reading, but I kept buying, and I don't remember what happened or which book I stopped reading, and I just can't do it anymore. I need a break. Leave me alone. Goodbye to these books so they'll stop putting pressure on me. That's a Pretty Little Liar series by Sarah Shepard. I really did enjoy this series initially. I liked the first season of the show, but it just kind of kept going, and these characters are kind of stupid. They're even fucking stupider on the show. Like, if you know you're being stalked and like watched and blackmailed by some mysterious person you don't know, why do you keep doing stupid, sketchy shit? Like, just fucking stop. Just tell somebody what's going on and don't be a sketchy bitch. Like, this could have all been resolved. This could have all been resolved so friggin' long ago. And obviously the first book in this series is Pretty Little Liars, followed by Flawless, Perfect, Unbelievable, Wicked, Killer, Heartless, Wanted, Twisted, Ruthless, and Stunning. There's like 50 million other books, but I give up. I don't even remember when I last read one of these books and which book it was. I just can't anymore. I can't. I don't know. I'm so lost and confused. So that was my book unhaul. I just got rid of 42 books. It's never too late. I honestly have been eyeing some more books on my bookshelves and considering getting rid of them too. I don't know what's going on in my life, but I just feel the need to purge like all this useless shit out of everything. I've also been going through like my closet, getting rid of all these clothes I haven't worn since like 2009. And it's just a time to clear the meaninglessness from your life and make more room for the things that you want, or to add more meaningless things to your life. Because new meaninglessness is somehow less meaningless than old meaninglessness. Words of wisdom, kids. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you liked it, hit subscribe if you really liked it, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye! Fuck, I gotta pack this shit. I don't remember how I packed it in the first place. What the fuck do I do? Ooh. Get in there! I'm just breaking the laws of books. Go, go, go!
Yes!